Hello, welcome to Writing Quest. My name is Brendan Pugh. Today's episode, we're going to do a quick little tutorial in Scrivener on how to set word count goals for individual folders and documents. And this can be a very useful tool if you kind of have a, obviously your chapters and your different documents can have different word counts, and they're going to end up that way once you get through the editing and all that. But sometimes it's nice to set kind of a word count goal if you're trying to kind of keep your story around a certain length. And you can obviously set a global word count goal, which we've talked about for your entire manuscript. We talked about that in a previous video. But in this one, we're going to make it so you can actually get pretty hyper specific on your word counts for individual chapters or documents. So what I have here, I'm in the outline view, and I have my prequel novella, The Last House of the High People, which currently has a total target of 20,800 words, which I will show you how we get that total target. It's an addition of all of these here. And basically I've set myself a 16,000 word count because the reason I came up with that is that I wanted to be over 20,000 words at least for this novella. And so I came up with that by basically I wanted to have 13 chapters, and so that needed to be roughly 1,600 words per chapter. So this is kind of the view where you can see this, but it's not actually where you can affect it. So just to go over it quickly, you cannot set a word count target for the folder. If you click on the folder there, it will not allow you to set a word count goal. Even if you go over here, if you click on this down here in the bottom, it will not let you. So what we need to do is the word count goal for the folder is the sum of all of the word count goals for the document. So you can only set a word count goal per document. I really like that it gives you this little progress bar, so it kind of shows you, it doesn't really, just gives you that nice little visual of how many words you've written versus what you want to do. And so to set the word count goal per document is you actually have to go into each individual document, clicking over here, and you can see a little bit of my story. But if you click down here on the bar, it brings up this target for document. And so this is where you can use the word count goal or a character count goal. I don't know why you would do a character goal. That seems strange to me, but you certainly can. So we set a word count goal, whatever you type in here. So if I change this to be, let's say 2,500, minimum target, you can set that to if you want. And then you can show target notifications, show the overrun, and show the allowance in the progress bar if you want to do any of that, and that's an overrun allowance. So you can basically say, I want it to be 2,500 words, but I'll give it an extra 500 if, it can have at least an extra 500. Again, those things seem to me in the sense of writing a first draft especially, those seem kind of way specific. Like, I don't know how you would ever really use that. But I just like to use the overall target for the document. So if I change that, hit OK, and I go back to my manuscript, now if you look at the total target, this number has changed based on that. And that's pretty much it. You just go through each one, and you can click down here on this little menu bar, adjust that, and it adjusts your total. So we're going to go back here. We'll change this one back to what it was. And that is pretty much the gist of how that works. You can set your word count goal per document, which gives you the word count goal for the folder. If you have listened to my podcasts at all, you know kind of how I've set this up and why this kind of matters. But it is a really nice and nifty feature. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I can answer them there. Otherwise, check out our other videos on Scrivener and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we will see you next time on Writing Quest. Huzzah!